All right, so these past 6 weeks, I have been preaching a series of messages that are all connected. In my mind, got a bad feeling this is the best chance of me getting booed in the last 4 years. I began with preaching on human nature, on who we are as a species and our identity. I went on to preach about vengeance and the nature of wrath and how it eats you up and destroys you from the inside. Then I did the value of friends, of having people who care about you and you can trust, about the importance of the natural world, of the environment, and being good stewards of this planet. Last week, we talked about Eden, that natural instinct of humankind to seek out perfection and paradise. And this week, I've talked about peace, about understanding and different groups of people coming together. And the connection and the thorough line, because I don't think there are many other human beings who would see this. I have been preaching to you folks for the last 6 weeks from Star Trek. Those are the 6 original movies starring Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. The motion picture is about human nature and how we may evolve into the future. The Wrath of Khan is, of course, about how Khan destroys himself by being obsessed with revenge against Kirk. Search for Spock has Kirk and crew give up everything to save their friend. Voyage Home, save the whales. Final Frontier, we're all looking for Eden and God and paradise. And of course, the undiscovered country, when the Federation and Klingons finally put aside their differences and enter a new era of galactic peace that lasts for about 10 episodes before they're fighting each other again. But that's besides the point. There's not really a lot of point to me doing this besides just I like Star Trek and I like preaching about it. But there's a lot I think humans can always learn from good story and good art, even when it's not explicitly Christian. And I think a lot of this is what we have lost in the last couple decades and why so many people are so gosh darn grumpy about all the new stuff coming out, is it's a lot harder to do this kind of thing with new movies or new shows. Once upon a time, Western civilization was so sure of where it came from, and we were knowledgeable enough on common sense and universal truth and ethics that you could take pretty much any story and preach a value from the Bible, because that's where everyone was getting their values from. Now that math is racist and truth is subjective and relative and how there's no one true answer for everything, that is anathema to Christianity. That is as far away from our old-fashioned Judeo-Christian perspective as you can get. And a deep apology to anyone who is subscribed to me on YouTube. This is why there has been so many random Star Trek videos lately. Posted a dozen in a day, more than once. It's because it's been part of this great big thing I've been doing here. Trying to push for more vocal Christians in every area. Because I believe what I said. I think God trumps everything. I believe God's rules and laws and circumstances are more important than anything else. And that includes fictional universes. Star Trek, of course, is not an explicitly Christian work. Quite the opposite. It's usually anti-Christian if it comes up at all. But I don't think that's any reason for Christians to not shamelessly steal and co-opt it when we get the chance. Canon, fictional rules, what does and does not count for a story is not more important than people and people enjoying good stories and works and books. And if you get the opportunity to beat people upside the head with the cross, regardless of the circumstance, I think that's a good thing. And I think Christians have strayed a little bit away from it, mostly because America has been utterly uninterested in us for a while now. It's the 2 things you can't talk about, right? Politics and religion. And when we say that, we mean the one thing you can't talk about, because people will talk about politics all the time, every day. It's the national obsession. I think more people follow it than the NFL at this point. So when we say there's two things you can't talk about, that's them being nice because they don't want to just come out and say, we don't want to hear from the Christians, because they know they'll get in trouble if they say that. So they try to make it sound like it's something else. Because you can definitely talk about every other religion in existence, right? I haven't met anyone who meditates who won't tell you that they meditate. I don't know anyone who would spend a long period of time working with someone in a turban who wouldn't ask about that and their religion and what they believe. It's exotic, it's out there, it's interesting, it's cool, it's not white, so we'll tolerate and support it. Yeah, whatever. But they're not our boss. I mean, they might literally be our boss in a physical, secular sense, but they're not the guy we're going to have to answer to eventually. And somehow I think if we're standing up there before the pearly gates and you're right next to someone who says, yeah, I'm here because I got fed to lions for proclaiming that Jesus Christ was Lord. Oh, okay. I didn't bring him up at work because it was awkward. Somehow I think he might give you a bit of a stink eye, and you might deserve it. I'm not here to judge anyone this morning. I think I talk about this kind of thing less than anyone else. As someone who doesn't like confrontation, I'm only really comfortable saying these things because I am in church, surrounded by like-minded people. But it's something I'm working on and trying to get better at. It's something I'm trying to do more often and do more crazy things like this. I don't know. That's the series. That's what I've been doing the last 6 weeks. I've been making you guys pay attention to my Star Trek fan fiction. Haha, I win. Anyways, that's all I got for you this morning.